It's time for sport now. Here's Gemma.
Thank you, Tom. Son Heung is set to be unveiled as a Major League Soccer player later on Wednesday. The South Korean has joined Los Angeles FC for an MLS record fee reported to be around $27 million. Son attended a game for his new club on Tuesday, with his transfer coming just days after confirming he'd be leaving Tottenham Hotspur. He spent 10 years with the Premier League side, scoring 173 goals and winning one trophy. That was last season's Europa League. The 33-year-old is widely recognised as Asia's greatest ever footballer. Joining us now from Miami, we have football broadcaster Juan Arango. Juan, thank you so much for your time, especially considering it's the middle of the night where you are. So just how big of a deal is this, Son coming to Major League Soccer?
I'm not sure if it's middle of the night or beginning of the morning, but somewhere along the middle is okay. But what you were saying regarding this question about Heung-min Son, it's how much of not a frenzy necessarily compared to when Leo Messi arrived, but yet there is a great deal of interest because he's not going to Inter Miami and he's going to the other team that is looking to try and compete to be that top of the throne type of team alongside Inter Miami. And not only that, 2025 in terms of transfers has been quite plentiful, but at the same time, there haven't been big names. Yeah, you've had Rodrigo de Paul. Yeah, you've also had Miguel Almiron return, and you even had Wilfried Zaha start to make his presence felt over in Charlotte. But when it comes to a big name, well, Heung-min Son's not, no one to really snuff your nose at.
And Juan, considering the emergence of the Saudi Pro League and its financial muscle, just how much of a victory is this for the MLS that an American club has managed to land him?
In terms of victory, I mean, yeah, you end up getting the player that you wanted and the player that's been speculated that was going to arrive over in LA. So you end up having a player that can bring in that Asian audience that many have been clamoring for in that part of the country. And you do have a recognizable football name. But when it comes to a triumph over the Saudi Pro League, I don't think MLS has that much of interest in Saudi. And at the same time, the Saudi Pro League in this part of the world really hasn't had that impact that you would think. Yeah, you've heard the big names that have been speculated to arrive in Saudi. You've already seen the ones that have finally arrived in Saudi. But the league in of itself hasn't had that splash that many would be thinking that they would be having in not just the United States, but all the rest of America, going down, all the way down to Argentina.
And Son is now 33. He hasn't had, last season wasn't his most effective for Tottenham. What does he still have in the tank? What can he bring to LAFC? And how much of this move do you think is motivated by his commercial appeal?
I'll start backwards with that answer, Gemma, and it's a lot. Like I said before, you do have a huge, you have a lot of football fans of Asian descent over in that part of the country, over on the west coast of the United States. He arrives to a club within CONCACAF, within MLS, that's one of the bigger and more known entities that's really grown under the ownership group that's developed over in Los Angeles. And not only that, you bring in a player that has a certain pedigree, that's had a history that many, and we've already mentioned it going into this segment, talking about, he's the greatest, or if not, he's one of the greatest Asian players in footballing history. So you do have someone. Is he going to be challenging Leo Messi for the throne? I don't think so. But when it comes to having a solid, productive player, yeah, I think Heung-min Son could still do it, still in a more limited role compared to the Heung-min Son we're accustomed to seeing years past over at Spurs.
Juan Arango, football broadcaster, thank you so much for your time. We'll let you go and get some sleep now.
Thanks, Gemma. Talk to you soon.